Hello, Network to Code community. My name is Tim Fiola. I'm your developer advocate here at Network to Code, and today we're going to be talking about the Nautobot version control app. Specifically, this presentation is going to deal with bringing version control to the Nautobot database. This is the second in a series of videos introducing the Nautobot version control app to our community. This is the agenda we'll be following today. We'll talk about version control coming to Nautobot. Then we'll talk about a few specific a few specific concepts you find in a version control context. We'll talk about what a branch is and what does it do. We'll talk about pull requests. We'll talk about undoing changes or reverting. And then we'll talk about webhooks and automated testing. Now, to run the version control app, Nautobot must be running a DOLT database. DOLT is an SQL database that you can fork, clone, branch, merge, push, pull, just like a Git repository. The DOLT database is an open source project brought to us by the great folks at DOLT Hub. All right, we're going to discuss a few terms now that come up in a version control environment. The branch, the pull request, the revert, and the automated testing pipeline. Version control brings the concept of branches to Nautobot. A branch is an independent line of development. The main branch in Nautobot holds the version of data that's used in production, and other non-main branches can hold proposed changes to the main branch. Users can create a new branch from the main branch and propose changes. A newly created branch will then become the active branch as well. In the newly created branch, users can propose changes by making modifications to Nautobot's data. Now, these changes are kept exclusively in the non-main branch until they are explicitly merged. While you're making changes to the non-main branch, that branch will track the differences in data, or diffs, from the source branch. This brings us to pull requests. When the proposed changes in a new branch are complete, they can be submitted for review and approval in what's called a pull request, or sometimes it's called a PR. In simple terms, a pull request is a mechanism to notify team members that proposed changes to production are complete. A pull request contains all of the changes made on the branch. Isolating the proposed changes in this way in a separate branch makes it very easy for reviewers and approvers to understand what the exact diffs are from the source branch. The pull request also has a review section where the submitter, reviewers, and approvers can have a transparent dialogue about any of the changes. Now, the version control app also allows users to selectively revert or undo commits individually or en masse. Now, for our purposes here, a commit is an explicit individual change to the data. For example, if you create a new device, that is a single commit. If you change a device's role, that is a single commit. Reversions can be done during the PR process or after the changes have been merged into the main branch. The example to the right shows a single commit being selected for reversion. Now let's talk about automated testing. Software development has the concept of an automated testing pipeline. A testing pipeline executes automated tests on proposed changes to help ensure that the proposed changes don't break existing functionality and that they adhere to specific standards. You can leverage Nautobot's webhooks with the version control app to initiate a testing pipeline. A webhook is a way for an app to provide information to another app. Nautobot can create webhooks that fire when a PR is created. These webhooks can target testing orchestration systems such as Jenkins. Now, testing orchestration systems are sometimes referred to as CI, or continuous integration systems. So in our scenario here, a webhook from Nautobot would notify the CI system that a new PR has been created. The CI system would then run tests on the proposed changes. Then the CI system can programmatically access Nautobot and post test results in the PR and update the PR with other information about the tests. Okay, to summarize today's presentation, the version control app brings version control to Nautobot's database. Nautobot's database is version control enabled because it's running a adult database. The version control concept has terms that describe specific mechanics around managing these changes. Some of these concepts are used by the version control app, including branch, pull request, revert, and automated testing pipeline. And finally, Nautobot running the version control app enables safe changes to network data, and network data drives your network automation. Thank you for your time today. The next video in this series will cover navigating the top-level version control menu in Nautobot. Thank you and have a great day.